I think, yeah, you said it, having a lot of experience, plus being here surrounded by people with experience, lots of playoff experience, lots of winning experience. And I'm just grateful to be surrounded by that, because even if I fall off a track a little bit, I have them to pull me right back up. And I just want to shout out, my mom is here too. She was my coach all throughout growing up, and she's never flown before, and she flew out here for the playoff game. So I'm glad she was able to come. So yeah, that gave me a little bit too.
Awesome. And I mean, just to go off kind of what Tiff said, the same way she says that we kind of reel her in, she reels us in. She gets us going. Her energy is there always. It picks us up. I mean, that's our game changer. She's really one of our X factors when it comes to just when we need anything, whether it's a stop, whether it's energy, whether it's a bucket. We turn to Tiff, and she understands that. And it's crazy that you say that, because before Tiff even really got on the court, we went to dinner at Mastro's, and I remember her saying that her mom's never flown, and she was just trying to figure out when she could be able to come out here. And I'm so glad that she was able to come out here to see her daughter really shine bright under these bright lights, because that's what it's truly all about. This is cool, this is nice, but like, we have families that we love dearly, that's what fuels us, that's our why. So it means a lot to me that you had that opportunity to share with your mother, because I remember us talking about that. So that's a big moment. So I mean, she needs to come and sit in our locker room every single game.
Another dinner at Mastro's.
There it is. Oh, period. Come on.
Hey Becky, it's me. I'm too short.
Me too.
What'd you say at halftime? What'd you yell?
You can't tell the secrets in playoffs. We'll tell y'all after. Next question.
Next question.
Don't speak.
I listen to my boss. Okay?
Understand.
Follow orders.
Yesterday you were talking about the resilience and being a tough-minded team. Is this an example of that? Is it of a team that's kind of been through long runs that when things aren't going your right way, there's no panic?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not quite sure why. Maybe we were a little, I don't know, maybe analyzing the game too much, and we weren't just playing. And at this point in the season, you have to know one of our best plays was the no play. Like, don't call a play, because you're so scouted. What they can't do is when you make reads and you cut for each other and you screen for each other, because these are basketball actions that are going to give something up, because it puts the offense or the defense in a dilemma. You got to choose A or B. And when they go A, we go with B, or if they go with B, we go with A, whatever. But the stuff that this team has been through, and I mean, I don't know the teams that Tibbs always been on, but since I've been here, this has been our most tumultuous season. And for me, the resiliency, like I told them, if we were going to crack and fold, we would have done that about a month ago. Sure. So we can take a hit, and we could throw a hit. But the key with champions is being able to take a hit and get back up and keep moving forward. And that's Rocky Balboa, if any of you didn't know that. But you know who that is?
Yes, I know
okay.
who that is. Come on, man.
You're one of the older ones, I forget.
I know who that is, too. That's the
Okay.
man that go like this.
Up the stairs. No, but look, at the end of the day, I thought, it's a win, and we grounded. Like, it's just not going to be easy. We grinded that one out, and that's how it's going to be. I mean, I know you guys don't want me to say nothing, but Age is shooting 2 free throws.
Stop. We talked about this.
I know. I have to, though.
No, you don't.
And Jackie shot 0.
No. Next question.
Somebody ask one,
Jesus
please.
Christ. Anybody but Becky, please.
Age, to that point, though, about grinding out this win, right? What does this mean for you and your teammates, right? Knowing that you go through some adversity from an offensive standpoint tonight, up until the end of the second half, and then you have your teammates like Tiff and others that can pick it up and actually, and basically help you out and get this team to a win.
Yeah, I mean, it's playoff basketball. It's one of those moments where a lot of the stars are going to cancel out. A lot of things are going to happen, but it's the ones that people least expect that shine the brightest, and that's what I love about it, because it's not just going to be one person. It's going to take all of us, 1 through 12, and I think you saw that tonight, and it's never going to be easy, and I feel like the game ones are always really hard. We lost game 1 last year, or the year before, our first year. It's hard, even though you're home and it's everything. Seattle's coming in with a completely different mindset, and so we have to understand how to focus on us and not get caught up in a lot of the extra stuff. And like Becky was saying, I think we overanalyzed a lot of stuff because we were just waiting, and then it caused us not to just dictate actions, and we were just reacting. So in these moments, we have to just stay within our system and our identity and trust that it's going to get us the win and trust one another. And I think that's what you saw tonight is like we didn't fold, we didn't look at each other, we didn't get into a hole. We just really just steady started chipping away and understood our defensive assignments.
Tiffany, you mentioned your mom was your coach. What was the biggest piece of advice that you learned from her during that time that you take into your professional career now?
She always used to tell me that I had to always go 120% because she didn't want none of the other parents saying that she was playing me just because I was her daughter. So I had to be 10 times as good as everybody else in the court. So that's why I'm always going as hard as I can on the court, trying to make sure I'm doing all the right things because I get that from her. So, yep, that's where it comes from.
That is 100%.
That's 100% her. She's
Man.
still playing at 120% all the time.
Well, that was great. Oh.
Wow.
Becky, you kind of talked about it tonight. You said sometimes the best call to play, or the best play to call rather, is no play. And you said earlier this season as well that during those rough patches, you don't necessarily want to have to use those timeouts. When you referenced that start and you referenced the way that it kind of began, you opened this press conference by saying you didn't really know why it started that way. That second quarter, that chemistry between Chelsea and Alicia, do you feel like because this has been the most tumultuous season that this will be a season where you kind of lean on those veterans in those key spots a little bit more than you have in previous seasons?
Well, like I said, I think there's a tremendous amount of trust that we've built in that locker room. I thought AC coming in, especially in the second half, the defense, I mean, NECA had 13 at halftime, and you know, AC came in and did a great job. They were getting on the glass on us in the first half. We were just a step slow. And so there's a lot of different people that I can call on and that I trust out there. They've just proven to me who they are. And so when it gets hard, I'm never hitting the panic mode. I might be hitting the angry mode, but I'm not hitting the panic mode. You know, because my expectation is probably the highest of these young ladies, and I expect their best, and I want to pull the best out of them. So I try to hold them accountable and be as honest with them as possible. I thought our defense sucked in the first half, and I thought it was amazing in the second half. It is what it is. And, you know, we know also it helps our offense. That's the biggest thing. When we don't have to go against a set defense for 20 minutes, that helps. So, you know, when we really got out was when these guys were out running and pushing and playing out of our offense. That's when we really started kind of cooking and start to get a separation. Well, first of all, climb back into the lead and then get some separation.
Two more questions. Alan and then Michael.
Oh, Becky, you have a two-time defending WNBA champion team here with 4 Olympians. They're all
Six.
You have 6 altogether, and including Tiffany. How does a team with all this talent just pick up a Tiffany Hayes like on the fly and just reload so quickly? I mean, Asia mentioned, you know, she's the X factor, and you know, how does a team, you know, with this kind of talent just, you know, pick up a Tiffany Hayes?
Well, I think it's more of a tribute of who she is, because not everybody's willing to come off the bench. She's been an all-star. She's been a main core piece. Probably never came off the bench. Ever? Yeah. So I mean, it's a different. I think it's more of a question for her. I was just going to shoot my shot, to be quite honest. I was just going to shoot my shot. I'm like, the worst she can say is no to us.
Literally what you text me.
I was like, we're going to, like, I mean, I remember having the conversation. I was like, well, what about Tiffany Hayes? I've always been a fan of hers, by the way. I don't know if I've told you that, but I've always loved the way she plays because she's a dog. And you never have to coach effort with her. And that's a huge luxury as a coach, that I don't have to coach your try-hard factor. And she lit us up also in the past, so I was like, you know. And I thought her wording when she said she was going to retire was very specific. And it told me a lot. Her statement said a lot, and I'll keep that to myself. But when she said how she was retiring, and she never said it from basketball. So I was like, you know what? She's still probably in great shape. She's over there playing. So I was like, let's go.
I want to know what you talking about.
Because Tiff was gone.
I was gizzo.
Yeah.
She I'll explain later. Well, I will.
Yeah,
I don't want to say it for them. But
She'll tell me.
So I was like, I mean, if you guys know me, I might fail 1,000 times, but it's not going to be for lack of trying. I'm going to try. And so I was ecstatic when she just said yes to take our phone call. And I just think she just gives us such a different gear. And I love that. But I'll tell you later.
Yeah, tell me.
Final question.
Yeah, Asia, just, obviously it was a tough first half in terms of shooting for you.
Wasn't it?
But I think your 15 points in the third quarter, I think that's the most you've had in a playoff third quarter. I just wonder if you can sort of talk about that, maybe what was going on in your mind at halftime and just how ready you were for that third quarter.
Yeah, that first half was ugly, boy. That's just the way the game goes. The basketball guys does a funny way of showing me, sometimes you just got to get it out the mud. And I love doing that because it keeps my mind going. I think my teammates just continue to never let me doubt myself. So, and I sometimes do doubt myself, and they always pick me up. So they kept feeding me the ball, and then that's when I just started to calm down. I think I was rushing a lot in the first half because I'm like, oh, it's there. Let me just go ahead and attack. This is it. But once in the second half, the game kind of just settled down for me, and I really started to dissect the defense and what they were doing. And then that was kind of when I got rocking and rolling. But it is what it is. I'm just happy that I didn't stop shooting, and I'm also happy that my teammates still trusted me with the basketball. Because shooting the way I did, I would have been like, girl, go in that corner.
Yeah.
And then on that note, thanks.
Period.